Wastelanders, thanks again for joining me for another Gaslands NorCal instructional video. Today we are going to be doing some corrugated buildings. And I'm going to be doing this using 3 different kinds of material so to show you the different ways that I've done it before, and you can kind of pick which way you like best. We're going to be using cardboard. Obviously it's already got the corrugation, but we'll have to take some of the paper off. Also going to be using a tin can. Now, when you're cutting the tin can, it can get very sharp, so please be careful. And we're also going to be using a diner takeout tray. Now, this works pretty well for the corrugation since it's already obviously all corrugated, but I'm going to be using the flat part because I want to make a whole building. Now, what I'm going to be using to make the corrugation for both the tin can and for the takeout tray is this corrugator thing. It's a Fiskars. I don't know where my wife got it. She got it for scrapbooking, and I saw that it would be very cool for her doing corrugation, so I stole it from her. Anyway, first let's start with the cardboard. Now, like I said, cardboard obviously has 2 sides with the paper on it, so you're going to need to peel off one side. You can just start peeling it off, pick an end, start peeling it off. It is not that easy. So what you're going to want to do is get some water. Now make sure you have all your materials and everything good to go when you're going to do this, because it can get kind of messy. So we're just going to get some water on the cardboard, and you want to get it pretty well saturated and wet, because that's going to loosen up the paper on the other side of the corrugation, and it'll make it easier to pull apart. So let's get this all wet and we'll start pulling it apart, and I'll show you what I mean. Alright, so there we go. See? It came off pretty well. It's got a couple of little areas that still have some stuff on it, and it's easy. Just kind of take some tweezers and pry that off there. It peels off pretty easily. If you get it oversaturated like that, you're gonna have to wait for all of it to dry. Luckily it's cardboard, so it's not gonna take all that long before you move on to the next step. But that's really as easy as it can be. And you can see it already has that kind of corrugations thing. It's obviously a larger rim for larger ridges for maybe like a larger building and whatnot. But yeah, that worked out pretty well. It's always easiest to cut your cardboard the size that you want it before you start peeling it. So then you're not cutting and squishing down the ridges with the scissors as you're trying to cut. Now, I've already gone ahead and cut a piece that I know that I want to have the right size. And one of the next steps for any of these buildings is making sure you have the right size base cut as well. Always want to obviously make it a little bit bigger than the building you want on it. So you're going to have area around it for the building to sit. So that's how we're going to do the cardboard one. One of the things I really love about Gaslands terrain is a lot of it is trash bashing, just throwing trash together, making it stick, painting it up, weathering it, adding some different terrain pieces. It just adds so much more flavor to the game. So that's cardboard. That's as easy as getting all the stuff prepared. Next, we're going to move on to the tin can. Now, like I said, the tin can, cutting these up can be kind of dicey, and when you start cutting it, the tin obviously can be very sharp, so please be very, very careful when you're cutting it. I've tried a couple different ways, from using scissors, using a crafts knife, whatever way is going to work best for you. Tin snips. I really just went through and started with my craft knife and then continued on with my scissors and cut it all the way around. It's a lot flimsier, and so it actually can tear and really screw up what you're trying to do. So you have to be really, really careful when you're doing this. So when the tin can comes out and it's all cut, like I said, it's going to be sharp. So we're going to put it through the crimper, and I'll show you what it's going to look like. All right, so here we have our piece of tin from tin can in our crimper. I like putting it kind of the opposite way that it's going to roll, because you don't want it to add too much of a curve to it. So it just slides in there, press it down, and there you go. You do it a couple times if you need to. But yeah, that's how you get your corrugation for the tin can. And yeah, it looks really, really good. This could be siding for anything. You can add it to armor pieces like I did with this kind of thrown together vehicle. But yeah, tin cans work very well, but like I said, it's very sharp, so please be careful. The next one we're gonna do is the takeout tray. Now, I cut I knew this is the size I want, so I cut all this out before I put it through the crimper. But I'll show you how it looks going through the crimper for this one as well. Here is the side piece that's already got some crimping on it. If you don't have one of these crimpers, or your wife doesn't have one, you really need to pick one up. It's really cool. It's so satisfying having this thing go through. If you can get it in there. I mean, look at that. That is tin siding if I've ever seen it. So yeah, lots of fun to do, easy to do. Great way to use tools from different crafts. So I've got my siding from my takeout tray as well. So the next step is going to be basing these. Now, holding the crimped tin or crimped cardboard down where it's already curved is going to be kind of a pain. So you have to, if you just glue it, you'd have to hold it there for a while. So I like to use a hot glue gun. Now, hot glue gun is just like it sounds, it is hot. So again, when using these tools, please be careful. Hot glue guns, you can get burnt. I've been burnt, I've gotten blisters on fingers before. So yeah, so you're just gonna run it on the area that you want. And then hold one end of your building down and let it cool before moving on to the next one. All right, so for added stability, I put some XPS foam on both sides of the interiors of my corrugated tin buildings with the actual tin, just to make it a little more durable so they don't squish if they happen to get something set upon them. For the cardboard, I took an empty roll of tape, and hot glued it to the inside, and that worked out perfectly for the size of the building that I want. So I'm just gonna hot glue that one down, and then we'll keep moving on. Now, one of the things that I do like about the tin siding is that you don't always have to base coat it. You don't have to prime it. More so for the tin can part of it, because it's already got that kind of dull look on it. The takeout tray, I am going to base prime just because it is very, very shiny. Still like sharp, like I said. So just kind of dull down the edges. So I'm going to prime all of these. I'm going to prime the corrugated cardboard building, because obviously you have to prime that one because it looks like cardboard. So I'll get these all painted up, and then we will move on to the next step. All right, so we are all primed up. Got a silver going on here instead of just the regular gray. Still kind of a little scratchy with the cardboard stuff, but the corrugated soda can turned out really well. Still got the openings in there that we want to get covered up. So what we're gonna do is take some more of the corrugated food container and tin can, and we're just gonna make a covering for both the front and the back on both sides. So let's get that going. Again, we're gonna be using the hot glue. All right, got it all weathered up, added some typhus corrosion to the edges. It looks really bad right now, but once that gets all dried up, we're gonna touch it up with some more rust and stuff, and it's going to look outstanding. We're gonna get some base coating on the base of it, just do some different colors and stuff, and yeah, once that all gets dried up, we'll get it touched up, and we'll go from there. All right, now did I lie? These things turned out just absolutely amazing. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like. If you want to see more of my content, please hit that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. Until next time, Gaslands NorCal signing out.